was supposed to film a video today, wasn't I? Let me eat first. I'm gonna need something to drink while I'm talking about this. Anyway, what is going on, guys? Aries K9 back with another video. Another one of these kind of like sit down talk kind of videos, just because like I like making these. It's a way for me to kind of connect with you guys and be more interactive, I guess. And this one is gonna be a little sensitive, I guess, because like I'm going to be kind of delving into some things that happened when I was younger and kind of what happened to put me where I was a few months ago. I kind of talked about it a little bit on Twitter, but like, it's April, and April is like my really just off month. April sucks for me. It has for like 8, 9, 10, some fucking years. And it's just been kind of a downhill sprawl for a really long time. Most of the time, it was just like bad stress or something that would get to me. Other times, it was like other stuff happening. Like
literally like 4 hours later. Ugh.
Well, evidently, I can't do anything that I actually want to do today. Because I got a call right after I started recording the first part, and I ended up getting into a talk with my parents. It wasn't anything serious, it's mostly just catching up and, you know, all that, because everything with quarantine and corona and all that fucking bullshit that's going on in the world. But I don't remember where I was, so I guess I'll just kind of start from the beginning. The first April that just kind of went downhill for me was like when I was 13, April 1st. I knew it was coming, but there was nothing that I could do to prepare myself for it. My dog had throat cancer for a pretty long time, if you consider a couple of months a long time. But she was not able to get up on her own April 1st. And she just kind of looked at us, and we all knew that we were saying goodbye that day. And my mom and my dad took her to the vet, and we had her put to sleep peacefully, because she just gave this look to my dad. And we all knew that that look was just, please let me go to a better place. And that wasn't a good April for me, because that happened over spring break. And then when I came back to school the next week, the Monday that we came back to school was supposed to be our April Fool's Day. And everybody asked me what happened over my spring break, and I told them that my dog died. And they thought I was joking. So they brushed it off, and then the next day, one of them asked me how my dog was doing, and I just said, she's fucking dead. Now leave me alone. And pretty much that whole month, I was just really depressed and, you know, trying to get back up, and it was hard. The next couple of years, everything that happened during those Aprils was mostly just stupid shit, like, oh, I got really stressed out, and because of that I went down in a hole, or I wasn't having much work, and because of that I was going down in a hole, or one of them, I think I got really sick and just felt like garbage for an entire month. The next major one, honestly, was probably April 2016. I was a junior in high school, and there was a lot of things going on in my life at that point, but basically the TLDR version of what happened was my girlfriend left me and immediately went to someone else, my best friend of 3, 4, some amount of years broke all contact with me, and then both of my grandfathers died all within 1 week of each other. And the first thing that happened was my now ex dumped me on my ass, and that was April 20th, 2016. That was a really dark time in my life. I went out to Virginia shortly after to be there for my grandfather's wake and everything like that, and that was not a pleasant visit, at least for me. Everyone else was kind of, celebrating my grandfather's life and his accomplishments and everything, and I didn't want to talk to anyone. I didn't want to look at anyone. I didn't want to associate with anyone, and it was just because I could not take what was going on in my own head. And moving forward from that, fast forward 1 or 2 years, 2 years, I ended up getting pulled over in March in Arizona, and I got a $250 ticket and criminal charges for 11 over the speed limit. Thankfully, they were dropped eventually after I went and did deterrent courses and I paid the $250 fine. But because of that, I'm in debt to my parents because I had to ask them for the money to pay for that because I was broke, and I never want to go back to Arizona ever again. Fuck Arizona. If you live in Arizona, I feel sorry for you. You guys got some fucked up ass traffic laws, and you should move somewhere else, but don't move to Colorado. It's just, it's crap here too, honestly. During that April, I was dealing with that, and I was going back and forth with a lawyer for a little while, and I was mistreated heavily by the officer. He didn't get physical or anything, but he was screaming in my face, insinuating that I'd been running from him when I was going 80, which was the speed of traffic, and only 5 over the speed limit. And he said he'd been following me for 3 miles when I hadn't seen him in my rear view at all up until the last half mile before the Utah border. So I'm kind of calling bullshit on that, and my lawyer was too. Basically, I got profiled. It was black car, modified exhaust, obvious teenage driver, smoke coming out the window because I had my vape mod, and it was also Colorado plates. Guess what that meant? Drugs, of course. Yeah, I'm totally a stoner, 100% I'm a stoner. Yeah, I smoke all the weed. No, I fucking don't. I don't smoke weed. I seriously don't. Didn't really like it that much. It was okay, but I wouldn't do it again on my own, or even with friends. I'd still be really hesitant. It's just one of those things that I don't really like to do. It doesn't really make a difference to me. Last April, the one before this one, I was under a lot of stress. And because of that, my grades in school were falling. My depression was really, really bad. It wasn't as bad as it was when I was 17, but it was getting really, really, really bad. And going into the summer, it got a little better, but I never really recovered. And because of that, I ended up falling into a deeper hole. And December came and went into January. I had some complications with my physical health, and I went and got help with my parents. They kind of urged me to do it, and they said, we'll pay for it. We just want you to be happy. We want you to feel okay. We want you to be comfortable. And honestly, I cannot thank them enough for what they have done for me. It really has helped. And I'm not sharing all of this to garner views or make people feel sad or whatever. I'm just kind of sharing my own experiences so that maybe people won't feel as alone, because like we all kind of have that 1 month that's just like really off for us. Like my therapist, he told me his was February, and he knows it's February because every February he gets either a really bad ear infection or a really bad kidney infection, and then has to deal with it. And because of that, we actually had to cancel a therapy session because he ended up getting both and was completely KO'd for about 3 days. And that was interesting, but I also just want to share this because I want to be real. I want to be open about myself with you guys. I don't want to be like a persona or something like that. Be some character or something that you guys think I am when I'm not. I want to be real with you guys. I am depressed. I am anxious. I am a human. I am a person with problems, and I am a person who is fixing those problems, but ending up making new ones or opening up the possibility for new ones as I do so. But the thing is, in order to make yourself feel better, you have to be vulnerable for a period of time. In order to receive the help that you need to open up, you need to be vulnerable. And that was something that I learned in therapy like 4 years ago, something like that. And it was a big mistake for me to stop going to therapy in the first place. But in case you're wondering what I'm doing to get this help, I am on a prescription antidepressant, mirtazapine, Remeron, 15 milligram dose. Take 1 pill before I go to sleep at night. It actually really helps a lot with getting to sleep too. It just knocks me out at like midnight, and I take it at 11, and sleep clean through the night until the morning. And then I have a little trouble getting up because it makes me feel kind of groggy, but that's about it. And I'm in a 6-month cognitive behavioral therapy course, and everything's tentative after that. I honestly think I'm probably going to be on this medication for a while. I don't know if it'll be a forever thing. It might be, it might not be. And either way, I'm comfortable with that because, honestly, I don't think it's a placebo effect. I really do believe that something in my brain is not working correctly or as it should, and I'm not getting the amount of serotonin or anything like that that I should be. And because of that, I have this depression, and the things that are going on around me make it worse. But making videos, writing, games, hanging out with my friends, trying to keep my mind away from that kind of stuff that would create an issue for me, it helps. It helps a lot. And the thing was that before I went on this medication, I wasn't taking interest or joy in those things anymore. And now that I am on a medication, I am again. And it's actually amazing. I wake up in the day actually wanting to get out of bed and do things. I want to get up and play games. I want to get up and write a story. I want to get up and hell even do fucking schoolwork, which is a surprise because I never want to do schoolwork. I hate school. It's not a secret. I hate school. School can suck my dick. Everything that has led up to this point has been kind of crazy, and I wanted to let you guys know that in case I'm kind of not active or just not doing much over this next month, it's because I'm kind of avoiding the month, I guess. It's just because I know what'll happen. Or at least I think I know what'll happen. I really hope nothing happens. But with fucking Corona in there, who fucking knows? Before I go, I just kind of want you guys to know that I am okay right now. I'm perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. But if you guys are ever feeling lost or helpless or like you want to do something drastic, which I hope none of you ever come to that point, I'm going to leave the number for the National Suicide Prevention Hotline, I think is what it's called, I'll correct myself in editing if that's not what it is, but I'm going to leave that over here in the corner, and I'll also leave it in the description. And with that, I'm going to take my pill, and I'm going to go to sleep. It's been Aries K9. See you guys later.